So what do you do when your battery is either dead or removed and you need to get into your car? Well, the only way to get into these cars, this is a 2014 M235, and the only way you get into it is with your key on your fob. There's a little button on it. There we go. So there you push your little button, you get your little key. Stick that in the door, and that's the only way you can unlock or lock your car. So this car has no battery in it because this is the first time it's been stored without any power or heat, so I can keep the battery charged throughout the winter. So what I've done, a couple of things I was concerned about, is these windows, as soon as you touch the door, the window goes down, so it misses the lip. So what happens when there's no battery? Well, what happens is nothing. It's a close fit. There, you can just hear that, and you can just see how close that hits. It just hits there. When you close the door, you got to kind of push it in a bit, like that, and close the door. So that's all fine, but now how do you get the battery back in the car? How do you get into the trunk? So the only way to get into the trunk, turn on some lights, is I've made sure that this seat is full forward, and then that's the only way to get back is I huck a string. Well, if you don't have the string, you could crawl in. A couple things to remind yourself is make sure the seats are down, and this forward seat is forward as much as you can, because if you're going to crawl in here, it's a little cozy to get back to that handle. So what I did this time is I prepared everything just like normal, and I attached a string. So that string is hooked up back over there to the thing, and give it a little pull. And now we can open my trunk. And as you can see, yeah, there's no battery. So everything's just ready to be stored. Everything's all good to go. I was quite concerned about that when I first thought about, number one, is the car's been sitting all winter and now the battery is dead, which is bad. Because now how do you get into it? Especially when normally my seat is way back. So even if my seat is back and this thing's forward, it's really tight to get in. Really bad to get in if you haven't released your seats so you can get to the trunk. So anyway, there's a few tips on how I'm storing in the car this year. I put the rope there just because I don't feel like crawling through there. I've done it before, but the rope is just another easy little thing. Because come spring, my seat's forward. I can pop that thing forward. Don't even need to really, just grab my string, give it a little tug, put the battery in it, and everything's happy-dory. So that's kind of how I store it. So that's the other thing too I was curious about, is you don't want to just slam this door, because this glass is really, how do I see this? Good vision of this here. Yeah, it doesn't want to focus very good that close. Yeah. But anyway, you can't just slam the door, right? You can't just slam it, it's hitting. So you got to just push the glass in, it just falls into place. Give it a little shove, and then you can get your key. Stick your key in there, and there you go, she's locked. So I always put the mirrors in before I disconnect the battery. Disconnecting the battery, I put the mirrors in, I've set everything up positionally. Everything's happy. And then I open my trunk and I leave it for about 20 minutes. Let everything go to sleep. And then I disconnect the negative battery post, and then the positive, and then continue on with that. So anyway, that's how I'm storing the car this year. Just thought I'd put an update, a quickie